This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Let's get right into this. It's going to be a quick one. I saw Ebro and Peter Rosenberg reacting today to Meek Mill, 21 Savage, and Akademiks Clubhouse session. Now, in this session, it was supposed to be a welcome party for Akademiks, but it turned into everybody coming in that wanted to talk to him about his past and how he handles certain situations and everything. And eventually Meek Mill got in the room. Now, it started off with Guap Dad. He was upset with, Akademiks for posting not the full footage of Russ putting paws on him. He thought that it wasn't he thought it wasn't fair. Then you had a lot of people in there talking about the war in Chirac and that whole situation where, he was talking about beefs in Chicago and people were passing away from that. And he was kind of making a game out of it, giving people names and everything. And I can understand that situation where you would criticize him. And, maybe he went a little far with some of his videos and everything else. And it was a new thing. It's something that challenged radio and all other stuff because, you're getting your news from so many different sources now. Akademiks was an extension of what we did with DVDs and what I did with World Star and everything. And that's just, I don't know, man. It's just too much, man. Sometimes on certain stuff, but you can't hate on Akademiks because they definitely went too far with hating on him and everything. They were trying to keep him out. The gatekeeper was trying to keep him out, and he had to find a way. Sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second because I was getting a text. Anyways. As far as them kind of hating on him on I like Peter Rosenberg does his thing. He does WWF. He's a hustler. He does a podcast. He was one of the first podcasters. He's on Hot 97. He worked his way up as a DJ. Salute to him, okay? Ebro, he's been on Hot 97 forever, okay? And he started his own morning show about 10 years ago to compete with The Breakfast Club. And salute to him. He has Apple Radio now and everything. Everybody's doing their thing, and nobody's hating on their little ventures. They think he's a talentless hack, and they were going off on that. Ebro was more saluting him in a way. Peter Rosenberg really doesn't like him. I don't think he likes him because maybe Akademiks win at certain artists that he has relationships with. But, you got to really salute Akademiks because he created a lane for himself. There's always, I had to create a lane for myself at one point. Nobody would let me do music videos, so I had to buy my own cameras and everything and start my own thing, and just work from the ground up. And then I did my own street DVDs, and then eventually me and Fendi teamed up with the Come Up, and then eventually I teamed up with Q, a World Star, just kept elevating, and I started the whole thing off with Core Mega. He let me do his DVD, And it just went from there. First with nonfiction, then Core Mega found me, and we went from there. And then, Mobb Deep, Koch Records, I did all the commercials, and then I did DVDs. I elevated. You got to create a lane for yourself. You got to find a way in the game. I used to have to lie to people to say I work for MTV to cover events for a small TV show I did before all that stuff, before nonfiction and everything. I was doing these small, TV show that was about hip hop, and it was in 56 cities or 50 cities. Small, but it allowed me to make enough money by selling my content to them to buy a bigger camera and elevate, So, anyways, you can't really hate on these guys. I appreciate Akademiks. I appreciate Ebro. I appreciate Peter Rosenberg. And, they reacted to the whole thing, and it was a constructive situation where Meek Mill and Akademiks were able to come together and discuss everything. And I'm sure Akademiks regrets some of the things he did in the past, he went a little too far, but he was just reporting what other people put out there, and 21 Savage made that point, and that was important. When you're reporting what people put out, just don't speak about public stuff so much. And that's the point. That was a great point they made. Anyways, yeah, they reacted. Everybody has their own lane. Peter Rosenberg has 20 lanes. So does Ebro, and DJ Akademiks has many lanes for himself now. You just got to salute them all instead of kind of hating it. They should have covered it more instead of they were like, oh, he's not poor. He has a nice house, because Akademiks does let people know he has a great house and he has a lot of money. But Make sure you go check it out on Hot 97's page. You can watch the whole thing. I'll link it below. I just wanted to get my take on it. Anyways, guys, this is Jordan Tower with JT News, and I'll check you guys next one. Peace. Smash that like button.